12th Science, Chapter 12, Aldehyde Ketones and Carboxylic Acids, Part 2, Chemical Reactions along with Physical Characteristics.
Hello students, I am Madhusena, your chemistry teacher. Watch my YouTube videos. In case you are having any doubt or query, please do mention it in the comment box. We will be discussing about the chemical properties of aldehyde ketones. First of all, let us discuss some of the physical properties of aldehydes and ketones. The boiling point of aldehydes and ketones are higher than hydrocarbons and ethers of comparable molecular masses. The reason behind this is the presence of dipole-dipole interaction in aldehydes and ketones. However, the boiling point of aldehydes and ketones is lower than alcohols of similar molecular masses due to the absence of intermolecular hydrogen bonds. Alcohols, they possess intermolecular strong hydrogen bonds which are not present in aldehydes and ketones. The lower members of aldehydes and ketones are miscible with water as they can form hydrogen bonds with water. However, the solubility decreases with the increase in the carbon chain length. These aldehydes and ketones are fairly soluble in organic solvents. Chemical reactions of aldehydes and ketones. Since both aldehydes and ketones possesses carbonyl functional group, they undergo similar type of chemical reactions. Some of the common chemical reactions of aldehydes and ketones are nucleophilic addition reaction, reduction, oxidation, reaction due to alpha hydrogen and some other reactions like Cannizzaro reaction and electrophilic substitution reaction. Now let us discuss these chemical reactions one by one. The first one is nucleophilic addition reaction. Let us first understand the mechanism of this reaction. A nucleophile, which is nucleus loving species, attacks the electrophilic carbon atom of the polar carbonyl group from the direction perpendicular to the plane of sp2 hybrid orbital of the carbonyl carbon. This carbonyl group is sp2 hybrid. The hybridization of the carbon changes on the attack of nucleophile from sp2 to sp3 and it results in the formation of a tetrahedral alkoxide intermediate. This intermediate readily captures a proton to give electrically neutral addition product. Now here we can notice that aldehydes are generally more reactive than ketones towards nucleophilic addition reaction due to steric and electronic reasons. If you see aldehyde, the general structure of aldehyde is R C double bond OH, whereas ketone is R C double bond O R dash. This is aldehyde and this is ketone. Why aldehydes are more reactive than ketone towards nucleophilic addition reaction? The first reason is, in case of ketone, there is presence of two bulky substituent groups or alkyl groups which hinders the attack of nucleophile on the carbonyl carbon, whereas it is easy to attack in case of aldehydes. Electronically, ketones are less reactive than aldehyde because the presence of two bulky alkyl groups reduces the electrophilicity of these groups are electron releasing increasing groups. So what they do, they reduces the electrophilicity of this carbonyl carbon, and the attack by the nucleophile retards, decreases. So because of these two important reasons, aldehydes are more reactive than ketone towards nucleophilic addition reaction. Now let us see some of the nucleophilic addition reactions of aldehydes and ketones. The first reaction is addition of HCN. The Cn minus nucleophile attacks the positively charged carbon to form a tetrahedral intermediate which readily captures a proton to form cyanohydrines as the addition product, which are very useful synthetic intermediates. The next one is addition of NaHSO3, sodium hydrogen sulfide. Sodium hydrogen sulfide, HSO3 is the nucleophile here, so it is going to attack the positively charged carbon. We can write SO3 H as OSO 2H also, and Na comes and joins with oxygen. This immediately undergoes proton transfer. The hydrogen from here and sodium interchange their position, resulting in the formation of bisulfide addition compound, which is crystalline in nature. The hydrogen bisulfide addition compound is water soluble and can be converted back to original carbonyl compound by treating with dilute mineral acid or alkali. Therefore, these compounds, they are very useful, especially for the separation and purification of aldehydes. Now, addition of Grignard reagent. Grignard reagent acts on the carbonyl group to give you nucleophilic addition product. Similarly, addition of ammonia and its derivatives. NH2Z. Here Z can be in any alkyl group, aryl group, OH, NH2, C6H5NH, NHCO, NH2, etc. Normally, if Z is replaced by OH, we call this compound as hydroxylamine. When Z is replaced by NH2, that means NH2 is popularly known as hydrazine. So similarly, this ammonia or ammonia derivative adds on to carbonyl to give you an intermediate which loses water molecule to form the addition product. Finally, we have addition of alcohols on aldehyde ketones. Aldehydes react with monohydric alcohol in presence of dry HCl to yield alkoxy alcohol, which is also known as hemiacetal intermediate, which further reacts with one more molecule of alcohol to form acetal, which is gem dialkoxy compound. Ketones react with ethylene glycol under similar conditions to form a cyclic product known as ethylene glycol ketal. This dry HCl protonates the oxygen of the carbonyl compound and therefore helps in increasing the electrophilicity of the carbonyl carbon, facilitating the attack by the nucleophile. Next type of reaction of aldehydes and ketones is reduction reaction. As we have already studied in previous chapters, alcohols on oxidation gives aldehydes and 2-degree alcohol on oxidation gives ketone. Now the reverse of this, aldehydes in presence of common reducing agents like lithium aluminium hydride, sodium borohydride Hydrogen in presence of platinum, palladium, nickel, etc. gives 1 degree alcohol. Ketones in presence of common reducing agent gives 2 degree alcohol. Now this carbonyl group can be reduced to hydrocarbons also. We are having two very important name reaction, Clemmensen reduction reaction and Wolff-Kishner reduction reaction. This carbonyl group, that means aldehydes and ketones, when you treat with zinc amalgam in presence of HCl, this carbonyl group gets reduced to an alkyl hydrocarbon CH2 group. This type of reaction is known as Clemmensen reduction reaction. Similarly, if carbonyl group is treated with hydrazine in presence of water, it forms an intermediate ammonia addition product which on heating with ethylene glycol and KOH gets reduced to hydrocarbon. This reaction is known as Wolff-Kishner reduction reaction. So, a very common conversion can be asked, acetaldehyde to ethane. You can make use of any of these reduction reactions. Acetone to propane. Third type of reaction is oxidation of aldehydes and ketones. Aldehydes, they are easily oxidized to carboxylic acid in presence of oxidizing agents like MnO4, K2Cr2O7, HNO3. Even mild oxidizing agents like Tollens reagents and Fehling's reagents oxidize aldehyde to carboxylic acids. Ketones are generally oxidized under vigorous conditions, that is, they require very strong oxidizing agents as well as very high temperature. Their oxidation involves the cleavage of carbon-carbon bond. For example, we take a ketone. I have labeled these carbons as 1, 2 and 3. So, mixture of products can be obtained when there is a cleavage of carbon number 1 and carbon number 2. If this bond breaks, then we get RCOH plus R-CH2COH by the cleavage of carbon 1 and carbon 2 bond. But if this bond breaks, then we get RCH2COH plus R-COOH, which is due to the cleavage of carbon 2 and carbon 3 bonds. A very important note, test to distinguish between aldehydes and ketones. Suppose you are given two compounds, aldehyde and ketones, in a test tube and you are told to separate them. How can we separate them? We can make use of two tests, either Tollens reagent test or Fehling's reagent test to distinguish between aldehydes and ketones. Let us see the first one, Tollens test. First of all, we have to prepare freshly Tollens reagent. Tollens reagent is ammonical silver nitrate. So, aldehyde when treated with freshly prepared Tollens reagent and warmed in a water bath gives bright silver mirror in the inner side of the test tube. The aldehydes, they get oxidized to carboxylate ions. Reaction takes place in alkaline medium and it results in the deposition of silver. RCHO plus 2AgNH3 whole twice plus this is ammonical silver nitrate, which can also be called as Tollens reagent, in alkaline medium forms carboxylate ion and the silver gets deposited along with liberation of water and ammonia. Ketones do not give this Tollens test. It is only given by aldehydes. The next test to distinguish between aldehydes and ketones is Fehling's test. The Fehling solution is an equimolar mixture of Fehling A and Fehling B solution. Fehling A is aqueous copper sulfate and Fehling B is alkaline sodium potassium tartrate. tartarate, which is also known as Rochelle salt. Both these solutions are mixed in equal amounts. Aldehydes on heating with Felling's reagent forms a reddish brown PPT which indicates the presence of aldehyde. Ketones do not give this test. However, keep a note, aromatic aldehydes also do not give Felling's test. RCHO plus Cu plus 2 in alkaline medium forms carboxylate ion and reddish brown PPT of Cu2O along with water. So, Felling test and Tollens test are the test used to distinguish between aldehydes and ketones. One of the important oxidation reactions of aldehydes and ketones is haloform reaction. Haloform reaction is undergone by those aldehydes and ketones which are having at least one methyl group attached to carbonyl carbon. So, whichever aldehydes or ketones which is having one methyl group attached to carbonyl carbon forms haloform. It forms CHX3 which is known as haloform on reaction, on oxidation by sodium hypohalite NaOX. This haloform is bright in color, colored PPT which indicates the presence of methyl group attached to carbonyl carbon. Let us see. This is the carbonyl carbon and the methyl group is attached directly to the carbonyl carbon. Here R can be H or any alkyl group, that means it can be any aldehyde or ketone which is having a methyl group attached to carbonyl carbon. On reacting with sodium hypohalite, X here can be chlorine, bromine or iodine, forms sodium salt of the acid with one carbon atom less, you can see here, and it forms a haloform CHX3. Popularly, if we substitute this X by iodine, the haloform is also called as iodoform and it is bright yellowish in color. This iodoform reaction is used for the detection of CH3CO or CH3CHOH groups. Mainly, two compounds can be given in exam for distinguishing between. So, you can readily use this iodoform reaction for distinguishing between the compounds which contains methyl group attached directly to the carbonyl carbon. The fourth type of reaction of aldehyde and ketone is reaction due to alpha hydrogen. The acidity of alpha hydrogen atom of the carbonyl group is due to the presence of strong electron withdrawing effect of the carbonyl group and the resonance stabilization of the base. Let us see the first type of reaction due to presence of alpha hydrogen, which is aldol condensation. Aldehydes and ketones having at least one alpha hydrogen atom undergoes the reaction aldol condensation in presence of dilute alkali as a catalyst to form beta hydroxy aldehyde, which is known as aldol, or it can form beta hydroxy ketone, which is known as ketol. This reaction is known as aldol condensation. So basically you have to remember that in aldol condensation, same aldehydes or same ketones, they undergo condensation. Let us see this with the help of example. For example, CH3 C double bond OH. I am having an aldehyde ethanol or acetaldehyde. So two molecules CH3 C double bond OH. Now two molecules are getting added on to this. Now suppose there is no need of cramming the reaction. Just try to understand this. It carries out in presence of dilute alkali. Now I will write down this CH3 C double bond OH. Okay. Now the another one gets added on to this. Now where will the addition take place? The addition will take place on this carbonyl carbon atom. Now what happens? One of the hydrogen from here shifts and combines with this O and the bond breaks. So what are we having? This bond will break and we will have OH here. Now what are we left with? CH2 C double bond OH will combine here. CH2 C double bond OH. This is having an alcohol also and a carbonyl group also. So this compound is known as beta hydroxy aldehyde. So how we are going to name this compound? 1, 2, 3 and 4 carbon is there. Carbon 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 3 hydroxy butanol, which is nothing but it is an aldol. Now what happens? When you are going to heat this, there will be a loss of water molecule. So this OH from here and one hydrogen from this carbon goes as water molecule. So we get our product CH. Double bond will be formed because carbon now becomes deficient. CH C double bond OH. This is our final product. How do we name this? But 2-ene-1-R, which is very popularly known as croton aldehyde. So this is a very important conversion. Acetaldehyde to croton aldehyde. So in aldol condensation, same aldehyde will get added on to aldehyde. Similarly, ketone will get added on to ketone. Now addition takes place on the carbonyl. One of the hydrogen from here comes and combines with oxygen to form OH, bond breaks and the rest of the group will get added to give you aldol. Similarly, we can have aldol condensation for ketone when same one ketone gets added on to the other ketone. Now same way, you can see we can write here CH3CO. This will go in the chain. Okay. Now, one of the hydrogen from here shifts and forms OH. Now we can add the group CH2 C double bond O CH3. This is nothing but ketone which is being formed. So here we can have 4-hydroxy. The name of this 4-hydroxy 4-methyl pent 2-one, which is nothing but ketone. Now when you are going to heat it, there will be loss of water molecule. One OH from here and one hydrogen from here will be lost. So it will give you the product CH3 double bond will be formed. C double bond O CH3, which is 4-methyl pent 4-methyl pent, 3-ene-2-one, because we have to start numbering from this side. So you can see 4-methyl, 5 carbon, so pent. Third position, there is double bond, so 3-ene. This E gets dropped because the functional group is having suffix starting from vowel. And second position, we are having -one. The next one is cross-aldol condensation. When aldol condensation is carried out between two different aldehydes and ketones, or an aldehyde and ketone, or two different aldehydes or two different ketones, then we call that aldol condensation as cross-aldol condensation. Let us understand it with the help of an example. For example, two different aldehydes are undergoing aldol condensation. Now this is suppose number 1, aldehyde number 1 and aldehyde number 2. Now what are the different probabilities? You have to remember two things. Addition will always take place through alpha carbon. Now here, which is the alpha carbon? Alpha carbon means what? The carbon which is attached to functional group. So in this case we are having this carbon as the alpha carbon, and in this case we are having this carbon as the alpha carbon. So addition will always take place through alpha carbon. Now what are the probabilities? Right? We are having two different aldehydes. So first probability, 1 gets added on to 1. That means this aldehyde gets added on to this aldehyde. Second probability, 2 gets added on to 2. That means this aldehyde gets added on to this aldehyde. Third probability, we are having aldehyde number 1 and second is going to get added on to the first. One more probability is there. We can have second aldehyde and the first aldehyde is going to get added on to the second. So these are the 4 different compounds which we can get. So you, while writing, be careful and you should get these 4 products. Now let us see. So I am carrying out this in presence of dilute NaOH. Now according to this, I have to remember addition will take place always through alpha carbon, and if any other group is attached to alpha carbon, they will go in the chain. Now first one is what? 1 plus 1. So 1. So first of all, CH3CO. I am writing this. I am removing the double bond. Now the second one will get added on this. So one hydrogen from here is going to come here, and we will have CH2C double bond OH. So this is my 1 plus 1. Fine. Now the next product. 2 plus 2. So first of all, I will write this second one. CH3, CH2C. Instead of double bond, I am putting an hydrogen with carbon. Now 2 is going to get added on to 2 and addition will take place through alpha. So one hydrogen from alpha is going to combine with oxygen and CH double bond OH will be here. Now what about this carbon CH3? It goes in the chain. So this is for 2 plus 2. Then the next 1. Means 2 is getting added on to this. So I will write 1 CH3C. I will not put double bond CH. 2 is getting added on to 1. So from where the hydrogen is going to move? From alpha, hydrogen is going to come here and alpha is going to attach. What about this? It will come in the chain and C double bond OH. This only, this simple trick you have to remember. Next one. So this is what? 1 plus 2. Now 2 is there and 1 is getting added on to 2. So I will put down 2, CH3, CH2, COH. This is my 2. Now 1 is going to get added. So hydrogen from this alpha is going to join with oxygen. Now there is nothing here attached with alpha. So directly we can write CH2, C double bond OH. So this is 2 plus 1. Now after that, what is going to happen? We have to heat it. So when we are going to heat, there will be loss of water molecule. OH from here and hydrogen from here will go. OH from here. And now here, probability is there. Can go from here, can go from here, right? Any side, but right now OH and H will go. OH from here and H. Normally loss takes place from alpha carbon. So we are going to get the product CH3, CH double bond, CHOC. Then we are having CH3, CH2, CH double bond, CCH3, CHO. So mainly hydrogen is going to get lost from the alpha plus CH3, CH double bond, CCH3, CHO plus CH3, CH2, CH double bond, CH, CHO. So this is cross aldol condensation where two different aldehydes or an aldehyde and ketone can undergo aldol condensation, and this reaction is known as cross aldol condensation. You can try benzaldehyde and acetophenone and just try to perform this aldol condensation. Other reactions. The first one is Cannizzaro reaction. Aldehydes which do not have alpha hydrogen atom undergoes self-oxidation and reduction. That means disproportionation reaction in presence of concentrated alkali. In this reaction, one molecule of aldehyde gets reduced to alcohol while another molecule of aldehyde gets oxidized to carboxylic acid. We can take the example, for example, formaldehyde, methanol. Now you can see it is not having an alpha hydrogen. Right? Alpha hydrogen means the hydrogen which is attached to the carbon just next to the functional group. So here we don't have an alpha hydrogen. Now one of the molecule is getting reduced to alcohol, whereas another molecule is getting reduced to the salt of the carboxylic acid. Similarly, we can see for benzaldehyde. One of the molecule gets reduced to benzyl alcohol, whereas another gets oxidized to sodium salt of benzoic acid, that is sodium benzoate. Aromatic aldehydes and ketones, they undergo electrophilic substitution reaction at the ring in which the carbonyl group acts as a deactivating and meta-directing group. So we have to remember that carbonyl group is meta-directing group. So we are going to get the product which is at the meta position, and secondly, this electrophilic substitution reactions are undergone by aromatic aldehydes or ketones undergo electrophilic substitution reactions. Now these aldehydes and ketones, they are commonly used as solvents. Formalin is 40% solution of formaldehyde which is used to preserve biological specimens. Benzaldehyde is widely used in perfumery and in dye industries. Apart from this, many aldehydes and ketones like acetophenone, camphor, vanillin, etc. are well known for their odors and flavors.